and well, at the moment, working out quite well for the Catalans after the early pressure from the home side. Here's Umtiti. No qualms in playing it back to Ter Stegen, more or less in a sweeper role. Gerard Piqué tries a long one through towards Alcácer, but the advantage was always going to be for Keylor Navas. Suarez intercepting Navas's rather poor clearance. It'll be a throw for Real Madrid.
Well, what we tend to see in these games is a lot more imprecisions in the passing than we usually see when playing against so-called lesser teams in La Liga. We've seen that so far, not helped as well by the pitch, which has seen in particular the Barca players stumble and slip.
Gerard Piqué for Barcelona. Here's Sergio Roberto going back to Ter Stegen. Lovely control by the German. Barca really do have an advantage with Ter Stegen back there. They can include him almost as a sweeper at times. That was a loose ball though, and it's a throw into the home side. Dani Carvajal to take it. Looking for Modric. Umtiti taking it off him. Umtiti back to Ter Stegen. And here's Umtiti once more. Flicks it down the line. Alcácer losing out to Carvajal. Here's Modric. Ronaldo. And Piqué got just enough heel of the boot onto that to prevent it falling for Benzema. Jordi Alba. And Barcelona looking at their confident best as they play the ball out. Controlled from the back. This is Leo Messi. Gets away from Casemiro again. Modric following him. Still Messi. Messi lays it off. Just overhit it to Rakitic. Carvajal was there to play it back to Navas, who clears. Piqué getting the better of Benzema in the air. It's really been getting on for 10 minutes domination from Barca now, Duncan.
Yeah, they've turned it around after that really strong start from Real Madrid, and Leo Messi's always picking the ball up from deep and causing problems.
Suarez on the edge of the box, manages to find Sergio Roberto, cuts it back, but it's intercepted by Casemiro. Cruz quickly out to Benzema. Ronaldo ahead of him down the left. Here's Ronaldo, offside, and textbook use of the offside trap on the Barcelona back four.
Yeah, it's hard to catch Cristiano Ronaldo if he picks the ball up on the left when in an onside position. He can make that sprint past almost anyone.
What a brilliant run from Messi there. Just that last touch towards Rakitic, letting him down. Just burst through the middle of the heart of the Real Madrid defence. Iniesta intercepted by Gareth Bale. Modric. Barca with three at the back at the moment. It falls for Benzema. Miscues it, hits it straight down the throat of Ter Stegen. This game beautifully poised right now. Barcelona enjoying the possession. Real Madrid creating the danger. And Luis Suarez there, trying to hit it first time. Beautifully laid off to him by Paco Alcácer. Barca going the route one with the long ball there that Alcácer dealt with superbly. Suarez perhaps had enough time to even control that before thinking about shooting, but it's end-to-end stuff here.
Well, I think it's exactly what everybody wants from a Clasico. Lots of attacking, not either side setting up defensively and looking to just preserve the point. They know what's at stake in this game, they know what the spectacle this is, and it's been really entertaining opening 20 minutes or so far. Chances for both sides at the end of the game, whatever the result, the opposition side will point to a couple of chances that could have been put away.
Toni Kroos cuts it back to Casemiro. Casemiro pauses, picks out Modric. Modric to Gareth Bale. Well, Gareth Bale presumably knows what he's trying to do there. Left the Bernabeu absolutely taken aback. There was Suarez's attempt. I think he had time to maybe even bring that under control. The ball was spinning because of the way that it was cut back by Alcácer, but a lost opportunity there. And there's Bale's attempt. Struck straight down the middle, not too firmly. Messi losing out to Marcelo. Casemiro finding Cruz. Marcelo again. Here's Ronaldo. Benzema in the middle. Ronaldo looks up, gets into the box. It's palmed away. Finally hoiked away by the defence. Ter Stegen getting a hand to it. And there's Leo Messi on the floor after that previous challenge. Blood pouring from his mouth. Referee goes across to have a look. This was in the challenge with Marcelo. Leo Messi will have to go off for treatment. Let's have a look. Well, that doesn't help much.
It would have been a stray elbow, a shoulder.
Well, a stray elbow indeed it is. Marcelo clearly catching Messi. I think that's probably a nosebleed rather than the mouth. Very, very fortunate there, Marcelo. The elbow's up. And Marcelo is the Madrid player furthest away from Leo Messi right now. But the cameras are watching him. And he has a little look down at his elbow. I don't think that was intentional, but there was clearly contact, elbow to face.
Yeah, he was not exactly jumping up for the ball, but the momentum would have taken his arms out from one side. He wasn't looking at Messi, but he's caught him very, very badly.
Yeah, it is the mouth rather than the nose. There's Ronaldo's attempt earlier. Once again, that'll go down to the stats as shots on target. Ter Stegen didn't really deal with it with much confidence there.
Well, Barca temporarily down to 10 men.
It might be difficult to staunch the flow of blood there for Leo Messi. As I say, I mean, I'm convinced there was no bad intention from Marcelo, just you know, one of the things that happens in play, in open play. But Messi sitting down there off the pitch as Bale picks this one up. It's a poor attempt from the Welshman. It doesn't really look to be on his best form at the moment.
Gareth Bale coming into this one off the back of injury. Just see Leo Messi come on. It might be one of those cases in which they just have to shove a load of tissue in his mouth, basically, and they'll be carrying that around until half-time.
Umtiti back to Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen happy to put that one out of play under pressure from Karim Benzema. There is Leo Messi back on the pitch, exactly as you expected, Duncan. Played out to Gareth Bale. Bale looks up, swings the cross in. It's a really poor cross from Gareth Bale. That's 4 or 5 touches from the Welshman, which have been very, very disappointing indeed. Bearing in mind, he's come back and has relegated both Lucas Vázquez and Asensio either to the bench or not even into these 18 players of the matchday squad. 2 players who've been enjoying excellent form of late.
A little bit of surprise about the fact that Gareth Bale's playing amongst Madrid fans, amongst some Madrid-based journalists. Maybe almost a conservative choice from Zinedine Zidane, just play your best players. But when Gareth Bale's not on form, that can be a problem.
Marcelo, it was a good ball from Casemiro to him. Ronaldo on the edge of the box. Ronaldo, well, you could see what he was trying to do there. He's annoyed with himself. But he realised that on the turn he was going to have the slimmest of chances to find the top corner. And the good news for Real Madrid is that Cristiano Ronaldo seems really fired up for this Clasico tonight.
Yeah, we saw a strong start from Leo Messi. We'll see how that knock to his face affects him. This is the attempt from Bale. It's coming over his shoulder. Given a little push in the back from Jordi Alba as well, just after the fact, rather than one that puts him off.
Here is Messi, back to Iniesta. Busquets gives it away to Ronaldo. Iniesta's pressure was important there. And Madrid have responded well over the last few minutes. Played over the top to Paco Alcácer, Suarez in the middle, and Dani Carvajal absolutely full of confidence on a brilliant moment of form. Took it off Alcácer cleanly and with a certain panache there.
He's going to be so important in this game, Dani Carvajal, with the way that Barca like to attack and mix things up out the front. He'll take advantage of any slip up from Paco Alcacer, who's not used to playing on that left-sided role. He's more used to playing as a centre forward, or as just a lone striker with nobody supporting him from his Valencia days.
Luka Modric for Real Madrid. Back inside to Toni Kroos. First time flick back from Benzema. This is Marcelo. Benzema to Ramos. Kroos again. Marcelo. Benzema. Lost his footing. Controlled by Modric. Handball given. And his arm was out. I can understand his frustration there. The referee making it clear what the decision's about. Tough call, really. There's Ronaldo's earlier attempt on the right foot. And just about poured away by Ter Stegen. But as we said, Ronaldo very much in this game. Here he is once more, lays it off for Benzema. Benzema doubting. Busquets taking advantage of that momentary hesitation. Sergio Roberto now to Ivan Rakitic. It's going in cycles, this game. Real Madrid dominating the early moments. Barcelona finding their rhythm fairly quickly, but it's been Madrid for the last almost 8 minutes or so now. Here's Messi with all that white you can see is what he's trying to staunch the flow of blood with. He shakes off the challenge of Casemiro, picks out Iniesta. Iniesta getting it back from Jordi Alba. Barcelona just want to maintain control of the ball a little bit more, get Madrid chasing after them. Is Rakitic. Sergio Roberto. It's headed clear by Nacho, but Alcacer was there making a run into the box. Modric caught. It falls for Jordi Alba. Alba finding Sergio Roberto. That's a poor ball from Sergio Roberto. Marcelo taking full advantage. Play on, says the referee. Sergio Roberto appeared to obstruct Marcelo. Ronaldo. Now Carvajal. Gareth Bale. He looks up, there's nobody there. Easy as you like for Gerard Piqué to make the sliding challenge. And Piqué not too happy with some of his teammates there.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of panicked defending from Barcelona. Piqué has to slide in there. He's got the number of Gareth Bale, though, who's really struggling to create anything for Real Madrid.
It's Real Madrid with the corner. This is where they can be so dangerous. Watch out for Sergio Ramos. It's swung in by Kroos. Piqué and Ter Stegen between them get it away, and as far as Marcelo, he puts it back in, and Ramos off the post, and it's somehow bundled over by Casemiro. Real Madrid take the lead. 27 minutes on the clock, and once again Real Madrid putting Barca to the sword from a set piece.
Well, the first corner of the game, and it results in the opening goal of the game. Great work from Real Madrid. Sending that one in. It's an easy finish for Casemiro in the end. Played off the post, and Real Madrid finally put a chance away.
I think Piqué almost getting in Ter Stegen's way and vice versa. The cross from Marcelo. It's Bale, and it's Ramos. I'm not sure Ramos wasn't offside as he got to that. As the ball was played in, it clips off the base of the post. Ter Stegen sold up the river. Casemiro does really well to squeeze that one in. But I think we're going to have to look at Ramos's position again. Ronaldo was clearly onside, but it's Ramos who got the touch from Marcelo's cross in. And, well, Casemiro did the rest. But we'll have to wait and see if we get another angle there. I've got a suspicion that Sergio Ramos may just have been offside. Either way, the goal stands. It's Real Madrid 1, Football Club Barcelona 0. 29 minutes on the clock, and the Clasico proving to be a classic. Here's Gerard Piqué.
It's come at just the right time. The goal in the game around about 30 minutes in, just turns the heat up another notch. And it's always good to see, there's a side chasing the game. It guarantees more attacking. Neither side are going to settle down. This game hasn't dropped in intensity since the start.
Samuel Umtiti for Football Club Barcelona. Gets it back from Iniesta. Gerard Piqué. Messi in a bit of space there. Piqué instead picking out Sergio Roberto. Here's Messi. Sergio Roberto. Busquets is an option there. He prefers to play it back to Gerard Piqué, who strides forward through the middle. Still Piqué's taking it too far. Manages to lay it off to Iniesta. Here's Messi. Marcelo was there to block. And so far it's Marcelo winning the battle, the individual battle against Leo Messi. Sergio Roberto. Messi. This time he goes inside. Iniesta. Carvajal on top of him. He manages to find Jordi Alba. Magnificent atmosphere in the Bernabeu. Messi to Busquets. Rakitic. Messi. And Messi surrounded by white shirts. He wins a free kick on this occasion. Zinedine Zidane annoyed by that decision. Messi went down. Referee Hernandez quick to blow the whistle.
We've already seen Messi draw the first yellow card of the game from Casemiro. This is a challenge from Casemiro.
I think there's no doubt that's a foul. It's taken quickly anyway. Here's Andres Iniesta. Barca yet to commit a foul, or yet to have a foul awarded against them. Sergio Roberto. Madrid, everybody hanging back at this stage. Iniesta to Piqué. Rakitic. Sergio Roberto inside to Messi. Busquets, good ball to Iniesta. Messi into the box. Leo Messi! 1-1! Leo Messi! What a genius! Barca right back into it, and that's the way to respond for Football Club Barcelona in the Bernabeu. Absolute magic from Leo Messi there.
Well, Real Madrid drew a first blood, both literally and figuratively, with the opening goal. Leo Messi bloodied in the face. He makes a great run into the box. He's the top scorer in Clasico history, and he's got some great goals to boot in this fixture. His first goal in this tie for a couple of years at least.
6 games since he last scored in the Clasico.
Absolutely fantastic. Hasn't scored since 2014, but what a way to re-announce your presence.
It's very sharp passing by Busquets and Rakitic, and then Messi gets the ball away from Carvajal. He's into his stride and just places it below the dive of Keylor Navas. Magnificent football from Leo Messi. 12 minutes to go till half-time, and what a Clasico this is turning out to be. It's not always the case that the Clasico lives up to the expectation. So far tonight in the Bernabeu it is, but not Gareth Bale.
Yeah, he's had some good Clásicos in the past, Gareth Bale, especially the Copa del Rey final a few years ago. This one hasn't quite worked out for him in the opening 35 minutes. Still got time to get into the game, but a few misplaced touches from Bale. That's certainly not his best shot of his career.
He looks a bit out of sorts to me. Let's see, there are options on the bench for Zinedine Zidane. A long way to go yet as Carvajal heads that one safely back to Keylor Navas. On the bench for Real Madrid, Kiko Casilla the keeper, Morata, Asensio, Kovacic, loose ball, Suarez picks it up, finds Alcácer, Iniesta overhits the pass trying to pick out Suarez there. James Rodriguez, Isco and Danilo make up the 7 players on the bench. Here's Messi. That first touch with the left foot was just brilliant. 3 touches to get away from 4 or 5 defenders. The magic of Leo Messi. On the bench for Barcelona, Jasper Cillessen, the Dutch keeper, Mascherano, Ali Turan, Denis Suarez, Lucas Digne, Andre Gomez and the 19-year-old Carlos Alenya. And I have to say, Duncan, there's a lot more, I don't want to say quality, but certainly experience on that Real Madrid bench. Experience and depth, perhaps we could say.
Experience, depth, and players who've got experience with this game in particular.
It's given away again to Suarez. Oh, what a poor ball from the Uruguayan, straight to Sergio Ramos, who will be delighted that momentary lapse was cleared up so easily. Here's Marcelo for Real Madrid, taking on Busquets. Plays it back to Toni Kroos. Kroos picks out Dani Carvajal. Ronaldo. Modric is going to try a shot. And it's a good save from Ter Stegen. Ronaldo puts it back. He overhits it though. Ball still in play. The whistle's gone. The ball had gone out and then curled back into play. A well-struck attempt from Luka Modric. You can see the gap opening and decent response from Mark Ter Stegen.
First time Luka Modric has announced his presence in this game. Haven't seen that much from him so far. He's got an absolute rocket of a left foot, and that required a good save from Ter Stegen.
Gareth Bale's down, and I've got a feeling he's going to play no further part. I've got a feeling he's been pushed into getting back fit before he's ready to line up in tonight's game. And I think, from what we've seen from Gareth Bale so far, well, to my mind, it's a difficult thing to say, but I don't think he was ready for a game of this intensity.
Well, Zinedine Zidane's just looked at the bench and said, Marco, it's going to be Marco Asensio, I think, who's going to come on for him, or at least get prepared in case Bale's not going to continue. It's almost predictable that Bale wouldn't be able to complete the half. We've seen players rush back from injury so many times. Maybe worth taking the risk in these big games, but probably not a gamble that's paid off for Zinedine Zidane.
Especially when you've got players as in form as Asensio and Busquets. Now here's my question. Is there an offside against Sergio Ramos as that ball comes in from Marcelo? It's very, very tight if there is. Suarez may have been playing them all onside actually. And I think there's no question about the quality of this goal from Leo Messi. Yeah, Keylor Navas actually got the slightest of touches to it, but it wasn't enough. 1-1, and this is absolutely superbly set up right now. No wonder they call it the Clasico, Duncan.
Well, it's an absolutely superb first touch from Leo Messi, because he takes it at pace. Lots of players can take it at pace, but they'd maybe take it too far. Leo Messi has it just stuck to his foot and accelerates.
Well, Gareth Bale is off, and he's clearly playing no further part in things. I think they've taken a risk there which hasn't paid off. Meanwhile, Iniesta picking out Jordi Alba. Back to Iniesta. Gerard Piqué. Sergio Roberto. Messi again. Just got away from him that time. Benzema helping out at the back. Doing very well indeed, finding Ronaldo, who's downed by Samuel Umtiti. Free kick given. Ronaldo makes the most of it with a couple of extra rolls on the floor. They're trying to get a yellow card for Umtiti as Zinedine Zidane has the final words with Marco Asensio.
Well, I think Ronaldo would have preferred the earlier foul by Umtiti to have been given, one that was in the penalty area. It's not a bad challenge from Umtiti. Ronaldo does make a meal of it. It buys a little bit of time because we're going to have that substitution. Asensio's going to come on. Gareth Bale's already made his way off the pitch.
Well, the complaints, whether they persuaded referee Hernandez or not, referee Hernandez has given a yellow card to Umtiti, and it is Marco Asensio to replace Gareth Bale. 38, nearly 39 minutes on the clock. One yellow card for each side. Casemiro for Real Madrid, Samuel Umtiti for Football Club Barcelona. One goal each. Casemiro for Madrid, the equaliser from Leo Messi, perfectly poised. Alcácer's down, whistle finally goes. Free kick in favour of Football Club Barcelona.
I just hope that both of these sides keep up the intensity in the second half when that comes around, because it's been a real cracker so far. See how much the part those yellow cards have to play in the game as well, because Umtiti, you don't want to centre back on a yellow card, and Real Madrid won't want Casemiro, a player right in the middle of the midfield, to take too many risks, but he'll have Leo Messi breaking from deep.
Mark ter Stegen on the ball, sends it long towards Messi, who gets the better of Ramos. It falls to Suarez. Casemiro goes down. Play on, says the referee. Suarez to Messi. Messi's got options. Looks to send it back to... it falls to Messi again. Just wide. Narrowly wide. Messi feels that might have taken a deflection. Messi's pass towards Suarez wasn't picked up by the Uruguayan. The ball fell nicely for Messi. He couldn't believe his fortune there and just put the shot wide. It's a clipped shot with the left foot. It does come off Carvajal. We could only see it on the third replay. Didn't see it, I have to say, live or on the first repetition. But as we enter the last 5 minutes of the first half, I get the impression that absolutely anything could happen here. Samuel Umtiti for Football Club Barcelona. Back to ter Stegen. Turns away from Benzema. Picks out Sergi Roberto. Gets away from the attentions of Marcelo. Misplaces the pass though, and Umtiti has a chase to keep it in play. Iniesta. Busquets back to Umtiti once more. Iniesta. Sergi Roberto. Barcelona enjoying a shade under 60% of the possession. That won't concern Real Madrid too much. Sergi Roberto. Busquets. Rakitic. Umtiti. Iniesta. Had Jordi Alba ahead of him down the left wing, but couldn't find a route through to feed him the ball. Umtiti back to ter Stegen. Here's Gerard Piqué. It's a long possession from Barca, well over a minute, but they haven't actually managed to cross the halfway line during it. Back to ter Stegen once more. Good pressing there from Ronaldo. Ter Stegen forced to send it long. That was advantage Sergio Ramos, who finds Toni Kroos. Kroos quickly to Marcelo. Marcelo looking up, dinks it into the box where it's chested down by Umtiti. Dink over the top of Modric to Iniesta. Iniesta looking confident too. He picks out Leo Messi. Messi to Suarez. Alcácer's in the middle. So too is Jordi Alba. Great opportunity for Barca. It may have even clipped the crossbar. And all of a sudden, the Madrid defence was wide open there.
Well, Alcácer moves well there, backing up so that the defence go with him. I don't think Alba caught it completely cleanly, but could very well have dropped in. I'm sure we'll see on the replay whether it did touch the crossbar.
Meanwhile, Toni Kroos on the ball for Real Madrid. 2 minutes to go until the break. There might be an extra minute added due to that injury to Messi. Free kick in the centre circle in favour of Real Madrid. 2 players down, one of them is Ronaldo. Oh, here we see Suarez. Brilliant movement, as you said, Duncan, by Alcácer. And Jordi Alba just didn't really have a way of striking that any cleaner. Toni Kroos. Ramos. To Nacho. Nacho going about his business quietly and competently as always. Casemiro. hitting that one across. It was poorly controlled by Rakitic, who apologises to his defenders. It's the heat map of Ronaldo. A lot of work in midfield. Just looking for a chance to try and break open this Barca defence that's been playing solidly enough so far. That wasn't good from Alcácer, though. It's a throw that Carvajal wants to take quickly. And this time, the throw-in is Barcelona's. Jordi Alba being told just to wait a moment by Sergio Busquets. Carvajal got a touch. It's back to Nacho. Here's Ramos. Ramos looking to pick out Marco Asensio. It's a good challenge by Alcácer. Asensio gets a second opportunity. Now Modric gets away from Iniesta. That's a good interception. Jordi Alba doing very well then. Here's a chance now for Messi. He's got Rakitic with him. Suarez through the middle. Messi goes down. Casemiro was the man. It's a free kick. They're looking for a second yellow card. There's no way on earth that challenge deserves a yellow card.
Now there were players back in front of Casemiro, or rather behind him. He wasn't by any means the last man. It wasn't that bad a chance, but he does take out Messi.
Well, he takes him out. I think Messi is looking to be taken out there, knowing fine well that Casemiro's got a yellow.
It was a mix-up beforehand as well, because I think Messi wanted Rakitic to make the run, whereas Rakitic came inside.
Well, clearly, Luis Enrique doesn't agree with me, but I've got to say, first you look for the contact, then you ask the referee with that gesture of getting the yellow card out. So I think Barcelona are too good to need to resort to those kind of tactics. They tend to do it, though. So Cristiano Ronaldo clears the ball, I think, there from the penalty area, only as far as Jordi Alba. Here's Iniesta. Busquets back to Iniesta. Good ball from him. Jordi Alba couldn't make the cross pay. Nacho's gone down, clutching the calf. Now this could be very significant. Luis Suarez was arriving to the far post. Good vision there from Iniesta. Now this could be really worrying for Real Madrid if Nacho's in trouble.
They really have no natural replacement for him. They played Danilo, but...
Well, it looks like Nacho is back on his feet, fortunately. Doesn't seem to be struggling as he takes up his place in the 6-yard box. First corner of the game for Barcelona, corner number 2 in total. Rakitic swings it into the far post! And Keylor Navas went out trying to get a touch on that and had got nowhere near it. The referee decides that's it, it's half-time. Let's look at that one again. Shocking attempt to get that from Navas. May well have been brought down quite sneakily by Suarez. You've got to make contact with that ball, and Leo Messi should really have finished that off. The Bernabeu jeers and whistles as the players leave the pitch. The Barcelona players, surprise, surprise, surrounding referee Hernandez. That's been 45 minutes of tension. Excellent football at times, and everything's still to play for in the Santiago.